Captain Roberts, I found a way to transport us physically into the world of your role-playing game, Airship Pirates. You want to try?
Yeah, sounds cool.
Of course, there might still be some little adjustments to make.
Now you tell me.
Ladies, gentlemen, greetings, and welcome to the Kinetoscope Parlour, where we meet strange and wonderful people. I'm your host, Baron Celsius von Fahrenheit, and today I'm at the Grand Canadian Steampunk Exposition in the company of Robert Brown, aka Captain Roberts of Abney Park. Welcome to the Kinetoscope Parlour.
Thank you.
It's sometimes hard to define steampunk, and even more so with music. You're the lead singer of what's probably the most recognizable steampunk band around. What do you think makes music steampunk?
To me, I guess steampunk music would be any music that sort of gives you the same emotional response that you have to steampunk anything else, like literature or art. So it's anything that sort of sets off those feelings of Victorian science fiction.
3 miles up, we're about to swing aboard my tethers made of leather, so I'm not about to pull here. Just a bear in my booted deck. No cash, no crew, no, not a spec. Rip shots made this foot a wreck, but a below deck shows a crew and another moon with the crew of drunken pirates. We're the only Airship Pirates. We're full of heart and was looking to rise with the tutor of the skies with a thing to a sails.
Abney Park wasn't originally a steampunk band, so I'm wondering how you first became aware of steampunk and how did the change come?
Well, Abney Park was sort of always Abney Park, and we always just wrote Abney Park music. And after a while, we wanted to get a definition of what we were, so it was easier to explain to other people. That didn't actually work out in the end, didn't make it any easier. But we sat down with our lyrics and we looked at songs we had written, and we said, is there any kind of label that we can put on this? There's industrial music, and it's sort of based on the industrial art movement, and there's Gothic music, and it's based on the Gothic art movement. And so we thought to ourselves, maybe there was some art movement or literary term that we could borrow for what we were doing, and we looked at songs that we had, like the Change Cage, that were talking about these steam-powered Victorian cities in the future, and one of the members of the band at the time said, well, that sounds like a very obscure little science fiction genre called steampunk. And so we thought, oh, that's great, no one's ever been steampunk before, we'll go ahead and do that. And then, of course, immediately we find all of these other bands deciding that they want to join up too and do steampunk, and now there's this big, wonderful scene.
I was told that it's safest to bury your dreams with commitments that live over your views, but how safe is it to make a man with dreams beyond what he's allowed to choose? I've packed my bags, locked back my pride. I'd rather live in rags than throw my dreams aside. I've packed my bags, locked back my pride. I'd rather live in rags.
I'm curious to know, are Captain Robert and Robert Brown very different people, or are you basically the same person?
Yeah, it's interesting. I sometimes go on the record saying there really isn't a persona. I don't think there is. There is me. Now, of course, there is a fiction. There's a novel series and whatnot, but Captain Robert is really just a nickname. I'm Robert, and I'm me, and I actually have this life.
Torches aglow, China and flow. It's time to go. I'm a free man out in the wasteland. Torches glow, China and flow. It's time to go. I'm a free man out in the wasteland, out in the wasteland, out in the land of free. Build a stone, our people land. They share this life with me.
you've created a role-playing game called Airship Pirates. I'm curious, are you writing songs about the world you created, or is the game about the songs you wrote?
You know, it's kind of both. The game was originally written about the songs, and at the time, so the game was written by a team called Cake Bread and Walton. They're game makers in England, and they wrote to me about the same time that I started writing the novel series, and they said, we want to do a role-playing game set in the world behind this music. And I said, wow, that's a fantastic idea, because I've been writing a novel series based in the world behind the music. And so we started sending stuff back and forth. They write a chapter on the role-playing game and send it to me. I write a chapter in the novel, send it to them. And so we're sort of going back and forth and growing together. However, I've also found recently that I'll write a particularly emotional chapter in the book, and I'll think to myself, wow, there should be a song about that. And so then I'll write a song about that. And so now the whole thing's just, weaving and interweaving and going forward and backwards through time.
Both the setting for this game and a lot of your songs have a very post-apocalyptic subject. To you, what's the link between post-apocalypse and steampunk?
Well, the post-apocalypse settings have always been steampunk. So in our novel series, basically the story starts with a Victorian time machine, the Airship Ophelia, and ends up going forward in time to this world that's been ruined by them using the time machine too much. And I think there's been a lot of steampunk novels all the way back to the original Victorian times when they started writing these kind of novels that have dealt with those kind of themes. It wasn't so much new, really, although I'd like to think we've got a fresh take on it. But yeah, I think Victorian science fiction has always dealt with the future.
Blue skies above and behind us dust. We'll have a tank of gas, won't carry us far. 'Cause we ride the apocalypse in Daddy's car.
So, for your geek question, since you obviously know about role-playing games, I'd like to ask you, what would be your alignment in Dungeons & Dragons?
I think I would be chaotic anarchist.
Somehow I don't have a hard time seeing that.
No, me neither.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
That's all for today. I'm Baron Celsius von Fahrenheit, telling you to stay weird, and I shall see you again at the Kinetoscope Parlour.
Hi guys, Alex here. I hope you liked the episode. And to the Abney Park fans who stumbled on this video looking for stuff about them, welcome. I hope you liked it. And if you did, I invite you to look at the other episodes. There might be some stuff you're gonna like. And if so, subscribe, like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and I hope to see you again in the future. Before I forget, I need once again to thank my friend Annie, who gave me the footage from the show that she filmed over there, like she did for the Professor Elemental episode. That adds so much to the episode. I mean, look at this. It's just so great. And I also want to thank everyone at the Grand Canadian Steampunk Exposition, especially Susan and Leanne, who really helped make this possible by getting things arranged with Robert and timing the whole thing. Abney Park had an insanely loaded day over there, and I was told I might be able to get Robert for 5 minutes, and it turns out that he made himself available for 10, and I think that changed everything. I don't think I could have made a full episode out of 5 minutes of filming. Here's the thing. An episode like this usually takes about 45 minutes to film for me, when things go quick. More complex ones can be a couple of hours, even with just one subject. So doing the whole thing in 10 minutes was really intense, and I don't think I could have done it when I first started. I realized over the year I've been filming these that I've gotten better. I know a little bit more how to do things, and I was really happy that I managed to get things like that. Like, we did everything in one shot, one take, no reshoot. And Captain Robert even agreed to do the little skit at first with the figures. Actually have to talk about that. These are actually figures of us, of me and Robert. You can actually buy these. Like we said in the episode, Abney Park has this role-playing game, Airship Pirates, and there's a company called RAF who makes figures of the entire bands and a couple of other characters. And there's actually a figure of the Baron in this lineup. It exists because I won a contest a couple of years back, a costume contest, and you got to have your own figure. It was actually for a game called Space 1889, but they also included it in the Airship Pirates. So you can look it up online. You can actually buy a Baron Celsius von Fahrenheit figure. I don't get any money of this. I'm not saying that to raise my sales or something like that. It's just cool to have a figure of yourself, and if you can't get enough of the Baron on the show, you can bring him home. So that's pretty much it. I'm really happy to have had the chance to do this episode. When I first started doing interviews of steampunk people, I never in a million years expected to do one with Abney Park within my first year of shooting. So that was really unexpected, and that's the kind of thing you say, oh, someday it would be nice if that was possible, but to actually do it this quick, that was a lot of fun, and Robert was so generous of his time, and we had a lot of fun. So I'm starting to ramble, so I'll let you enjoy the rest of the song. I'll see you next time. Bye.
We've survived this global scar, running daily, 190. Our numbers will stay sprightly, but our numbers are thinning day by day. So until we dance together, our thorns are forced on weather. Ours is the law that we obey, and so we dance, we pray, we fight, we run, we breathe, we laugh, we storm. We dance, we pray, we fight, we run, we breathe, we laugh, we storm. Running daily, hunting nightly. Our numbers will stay sprightly, but our numbers are thinning day by day. So intent we dance together, our thorns are forced on weather. Ours is the law that we obey, and so we dance, we pray, we fight, we run, we breathe, we last for the storm. We dance, we pray, we fight, we run, we breathe, we last for the storm. Well, no man feel better when I wanna end up dead again. On this night we've traveled far, over desert wasteland, round and grasslands, traversed the silken and the sands. We've survived this global scar, and so we dance, we pray.